Hey guys, we're here. It's an Astro Chat Bath edition. Let's chat a bit about what's going on with these transits. I also want to see how you guys are doing, how it's sort of going for y'all. This Pluto retro is very intense, and this Mercury retro is really intense as well. Mercury, of course, is in Gemini, its ruling sign, and we chatted about this on members for the weekly breakdown. But in particular, this is going to be kind of a moment where we really start to sort of just see different sides of the story. I'm hearing that. For some of you, majorly related to a contract. For some of you, this is a moment where we just start to see, you know, unfortunately also people in a space of karma here, and get ready for things to get shocking. This is what I'm hearing, kind of weird, shocking, bizarre, you know, observing different kinds of ways in which people have enacted their karma and made decisions and thought they would get away with certain things. I'm hearing that specifically. As a light worker, as a very high vibrational being, you will be sort of observing a lot of what's going on right now and sort of wondering, maybe it's a bit strange to you. I'm hearing that from Spirit. This is a Pleiadian transmitted message, by the way, those of you. It's your first time in an Astro Chat. The thing you'll notice is that something just isn't right, but you almost like won't be able to necessarily just place your finger on it. But there is this feeling that there is a lot to the story, that there's a lot also left unsaid, that things are just not realistic. And you're right. Okay, this is a time where things are very strange, and especially for, you know, the so-called human existence, we'll say, the more you're operating through the human lens at this time, the more uncomfortable this Pluto retrograde cycle will be. South node placement for the overall birth chart right now, and for, we'll say, the collective energies is obviously in Scorpio. Having the ruler of the South node in retro, it's a moment, and I'm hearing Hot Wheels. You want to really keep your vibration here as high as possible, because a lot of people here are getting cleared. I hear it like this, and whatever that happens to mean in a number of ways. But this is the time where we've been talking about this. It's time, and we've got a very strong focus on the nodes as well. So this is super karmic, and we do have the sun hitting on those nodes as the planetary influence, the luminary influence in this case. So there's a lot that is coming up, and it's like kind of like it's a little bit ugly. I hear that in some ways, where you're just like, really, was that really there? Was that really at play? There's a moment where you may sort of just start to reinterpret the way that people have behaved. I'm hearing this for some. The phone is gonna die. So this will be rather gradual. We'll say this Astro Chat, maybe we'll segue in a bit. But yeah, there's something just undoubtedly sort of strange, and Pluto does rule the 8th house. It rules what we don't see, and that doesn't mean that we don't see it. But if we spend time, the majority of it, not choosing to see and see clearly, then when Pluto does have its turn to go retro, for example, or really rule, you know, major parts of the chart, or find some sort of stimulation by way of a major activation of aspect throughout the year, we will feel it. And so this is a time where if you've been in the higher form of your Pluto, you've been doing your shadow work, and you haven't been sort of pretending like, you know, you weren't seeing it for what it is, then this will be, you know, maybe somewhat of an easier time. But this is a moment where we're going to really have to kind of, you know, call ourselves back as well, home, and that is the seat of your intuition. And this is obviously going to be a cycle where we become stronger, we become more empowered, we become more brave. And so, but just get ready for certain people to kind of gradually kind of you know, even possibly sabotage their connection with you, because spirit will not allow these connections to subsist if they are not operating the higher frequency form of Pluto energy. So those who have been manipulating the energy force field with you, they just look at who is pulled out of your auric field, okay, in the next few months. I'm hearing that as well. And look at who has been pulled from the last few months. There's something that, I mean, Pluto is the ultimate check here, and it is not going to make any mistakes, especially because it is sitting on that south node as we speak. So this is all about getting the south node energy, the karma really, really cleared, really, really squared away. Honestly calling it out as it is, saying it for what it is. And if you are someone who has a lot of Pluto, you may find that at this time you're rather harsh, but it is just because you're getting rather real. Okay, this is for some. And so people may find you to be kind of like abrasive, maybe. I mean, that can be in general with strong Pluto energy. People, they can see it as abrasive, or they can see it as, you know, really illuminating and enlightening and brave. So this is about, though, also seeing where do people truly stand with you when you really do say what you feel, when you are really real and you're really honest. I mean, how brave are they? This is a matter of reflecting your Pluto energy and seeing really if you're compatible in that space. So yeah, this is gonna be a time where you're purging shadow Pluto contracts, where you're also going to possibly be getting ready to meet high functioning Pluto contracts. And this is very exciting because this is a wonderful energy. Pluto can be very freaking healing, regenerative, sexy, okay? All kinds of energies we can see with Pluto, very much empowering, enlightening. So yes, for yourself and also with others, empowering sexual experiences that remind you of what your power means to you, where you don't feel drained at the end of that interaction, right? And so sex can be a metaphor, but this is coming. But first we have to clear these contracts that have been abusing the Pluto energy frequency. And so if you've, let's say, been dating someone who's been in the shadow of Pluto, or you've been talking to someone, or you've been engaging in a certain activity that has been, you know, not really allowing you to see the light, and neither others, then, or this is someone else, then Spirit's going to come through and just kind of like take a little bit of a squeegee moment there and wipe that person's name off the board with you, because that's not going to be, you know, relevant when you're moving on with someone else who's going to be in the higher form of their Pluto energy with you. So if you see what I'm saying, it's like we kind of got to get that one piece out of the luggage set, because it's just not coming with us to where we're headed to. This is about getting really raw, and Pluto doesn't really do such with a smile. It is just kind of like, hi, we're here. We need to remove that out of the room because it's the elephant and he doesn't belong here. He needs to go back to the zoo, and we're not going to kill him. We'll transmute what he's been here and what he's known himself, okay, to need to do. This is about clearing. So it's not nostalgic, but it can get nostalgic. That's where we have the sort of human in interactive space and element, the human interactive element with Pluto, where we say, oh, but like, let's kind of get in our feels. That's the shadow. When you know something isn't right, but then you're getting nostalgic, that's a shadow of Pluto, and those contracts will be cleared. Spirit is reiterating this. So get ready to get really brave. And furthermore, and you most likely, if you're following this channel and you're feeling guided to these messages, you probably are very, very high functioning, high vibrational, very strong Pluto energies in your birth chart. You most likely are already very much, this is your, let's say, your trend, okay? It's just like natural for you. You just don't feel comfortable when something ain't right in a room, and you walk into the room, you can feel it, you can smell it, and it could be a metaphor, right? The room. So when you're feeling like a certain contract isn't empowering you and others in whatever capacity, you know it. But Spirit is saying now we're going to really get very much more sort of clear on that, and we're going to take that to the next level. So high functioning light workers here, it's going to be a totally new world when it comes to how it is that you embrace your Pluto, how it is that you enact your Pluto, and how it is that you cross paths with others who also hold high functioning, high level, okay, Pluto energy. And what that points to is what we're creating. So this is very exciting, you guys. We're gonna take a break because the phone is gonna die. So we may jump on to another live tonight in a bit. In the meantime, definitely check out the members video that we had posted. We read for each of the signs as well for this week. It's going to be a very interesting week. So yeah, if you're feeling guided, members, link in the description box below, and we'll jump also again later tonight, most likely on again to talk more Astro. Thanks for your support, guys. And I'm seeing the number 9 here. That could be a very particular message here. I'm seeing 9, yeah, and I'm seeing 11. Some of you may be, yeah, Spirit is saying, you know, trust the process and You may be surprised, but that doesn't, you know, mean necessarily anything. Keep moving on your way, keep clearing your aura, keep grounding, salt baths, drinking a lot of water, and reminding yourself, right, with mantra work, what it is that you really want to manifest, because it's about your focus there. So, you know, anything yet again that's been sort of pulling and dragging on your energy field when it comes to your really strong Pluto energies, that will have to be reconfigured. Love and light, guys. We'll see you in the next videos, and this is about taking the conversation to the next step. Bye. And also meeting people. I'm hearing again like this. Soulmates who will be moving in tandem with you there. Bye. No manipulative energies. I'm hearing that. Oh, Spirit really has a lot of messages, but the phone is going to die. So guys, give me a second. Yeah, we'll see you in like 10 minutes. Yeah, Spirit wants to unite you with soulmates who are really going to take your conversation to the next level as well, and want to really manifest with you and not in an antagonistic way against you. So we'll see you in the next videos, and this is all about reconfiguring the concept of power.